How we doing, guys? Abdul here. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. You may ask yourself, why do I need to listen to this guy? How can this guy on this side of the camera help me? Well, here's how I'm gonna help you. First of all, you're dealing with a regular person. You're not dealing with a person that says, I'm gonna make you a millionaire, I'm gonna do all this and do all that. No. You're talking to a person who's going to push you beyond your comfort zone. Because that's where success lives. Success doesn't live in mediocre things. Success lives when you take the step and do something beyond ordinary. You see, as I'm filming this right now, as you can see that Bangkok building, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand right now. I'm here for a month. This is my de-stressor place. When I'm dealing with all the bull crap and things of business and stuff that business will give you from time to time, you need to have an escape. So when I come here, I don't deal with none of the problems. My phone is not ringing. I mean, I get emails, but I check that when I want to, and I'm de-stressing. You know what I did today? Today I go to this famous park here called Lupini Park, where they have big lizards that look like kimono dragons walking around. And I'm walking. I passed a class that is actually doing kung fu in the park. I walked to the guy and they said, hey, teach me how to do one of the moves. So he teach me one of the moves that teach me how to, I think it's called the tiger. And he told me how to deflect the punch and come back with something. Walk a little further, this guy comes up to me and I'm like, this is kind of sketchy. He's like, hey, he starts, massaging my shoulders, and all of a sudden he hit a nerve on my freaking arm that made me kind of like drop to my knees. And I'm like, whoa. But what he was telling me is that you're too tight. So he pulled out some tiger balm, some oil. My wife is right there, and I'm just like, this is killing, this is crazy. So I sit on the park bench, she gets the massage, and he slaps tiger balm up my nose. It may sound strange, but that's what exists outside of the norm. I wouldn't experience this if I would have listened to people and says, don't go to Thailand, it's dangerous. Well, guess what? I was here in January when they were protesting. Right now, there's a government coup. Government coup in actually Thailand. And I'm sitting here right now. You can't let things bother you. In business, you gotta move. You gotta move forward. There are some of you right now who want to start a business. Right? Who want to do the right things, but you're too scared. You're listening to your environment. You're focusing more on fear than focusing on success. But you want success overnight. It didn't come to me overnight. I started freaking selling with these words right here. 1 por 5, 2 por 8. Selling at a table in a Spanish swap meet. That was my first lessons in business. But I guarantee you this, that some of those lessons I learned there that I'm applying now. And now I'm at the point now where I'm in an organization where we're getting ready to do 30 runs across the United States and Canada. And then once that's set, then we're ready to hit UK. Now this is not bragging. What this is letting you know that where you start is not necessarily where you're going to end. Some of you want to start a business, but you think you have to go hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt in order to get it started. I get asked questions on my YouTube all the time from people saying, look, I want to start a big company. I want to start a manufacturing plant. And they haven't had one business. Not an eBay business, not an Etsy business, nothing. But they want to start a big company, and we wonder why we fail. You see, what people don't understand is that when you start at the ground level and you build that strong foundation, when you sit and stare at CEOs who went to some of the best business colleges in the world, you would have their mouth wide open. Because I'm going to tell you where you learn business. You don't learn business in a book. You learn business from dealing with people. I've been to China 3 times. I've been in Nepal. I've been all over Central America. And I'm in Thailand twice. Thailand now, doing business. You're talking to a young country boy from the South, whom everyone around me, I didn't have an example to follow when I did this. But one thing I did have, and that's what I want to help you with, I didn't fear anything. I was never afraid to make a mistake. That's the foundation we're going to start on. If you want somebody to push you to past limits that you didn't think you could go, and give you advice and give you tips from lessons that I've actually made and recommendations, you're talking to the right person. But if you want to deal with somebody you want them to tell you what you want to hear, to be kind to you, and I'm not saying I'm going to chew you out, but one thing is, the reason you are where you are is because of your mindset. You're not moving because your mindset is stuck. You don't have the right mindset. I will help you build a power schedule. We won't get up in the day guessing what we're going to do the next day. And that's another thing too. We're not prepared. How are you going to be prepared if you're guessing every day? You don't know what you want to do. I can ask you, some of you right now, what is your goal? What is your financial goal for the end of the year? Some of you don't know it. So then my question is, if you don't know that goal, what are you working toward? And if you don't know what you're working toward, how are you going to get it? And I'm going to leave you with this. If you got up in the morning and put clothes on, and let's say you put on a suit or you put on a business suit, whether you're male or female, and you grab those car keys, and I happen to be making some toast in your house that morning, and I ask you a question, where are you going? And then you look at me and say, I don't know. Wouldn't that sound strange and odd? But that's how your life is when you don't have that plan for business. If you don't know what to work toward, if you don't know how to execute it every day, you're that person that's grabbing those car keys and don't know where the heck they're going. Yes, that's what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. You know, I'm not one of those guys that be like, hey, look at the 3 cars or whatever. This is just, hey, we rented an apartment in good old Bangkok. You know, I mean, you can get more for your money here. You know, you pay $1,000 in the US and $1,000 here, you're 5-star easily, right? So, yeah, so just sitting here, I just kind of show you the scenery a little bit. All the buildings behind me. I'm in the business district in Bangkok. Yeah. So this place is pretty cool. We're going to be here, my wife and I are going to be here for 3 more weeks. And yeah, that's how we're doing it, guys. So I would recommend that you sign up for this program for the month. Your memberships are divided into 3 different groups. You pick the one that works for you, and we're going to go from there. And we're going to succeed. We're going to do the things that people said we couldn't do. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I'm going to leave you with the good Thai greeting, Sawadee Krap.